Hello guys, my name is Dalaran, and today is the big day to finally make a video for Combat Rogue PvP guide for patch 6.0.3. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you the general statistics you should build for when it comes to PvP as your Combat Rogue, the general gameplay of your Combat Rogue, some of the different builds that you can run, and some of the more useful glyphs that you can use. The first thing you want to do is realize what kind of stats do we need. Back in Pandaria, we stacked Mastery as Combat Rogues, but that's because we could reach 50% with Mastery. Now, we no longer have the same amount of Mastery as we do. Currently I have half of that, I have 25% Mastery. Reforging is also a thing of the past, so we can no longer build directly for a specific stat. So, now we gotta take a look at all stats that are useful. Mastery is no longer useful at 50%, but it still is a good stat, but the stats that are primarily crucial to our damage increase are Mortal Strike, Critical Strike, and Haste. If you want to see gear and you're looking for gear with different stats, look for these 3 stats, and if you can get those stats, you will see an improvement in your damage as well as better gameplay. Combat Rogues work off of Insight, like they did in Pandaria. You build Insight through spam usage of Sinister Strikes. Every 4 Sinister Strikes you advance into a stage of your Insight, where you deal extra damage. At Shallow you deal 10%, at Moderate you deal 20%, and at Deep Insight you deal 30% extra damage. So as a Combat Rogue, you want to try to get as many Sinister Strikes out there as possible in order to have more damage in the long run. Combat Rogue is still a spec of patience, so you want to have some patience when you're in a battleground or even an arena. You want to watch out for your procs, you want to manage your insight, and you want to make sure to save your cooldowns not in the opener, but for the ladder, where you have even more impressive damage for your burst. Currently, if a Combat Rogue is able to reach Deep Insight, you can deal the most amount of damage out of all the specs possible within a short window moment of your burst. The way you play a Combat Rogue goes as so. You want to apply a Revealing Strike to all of your enemies before applying any more Sin Strikes to them. You want to make sure that debuff is rolling on them, as it will increase all of your finishers by 35%. That also means your stuns. Then you build your combo points with Sinister Strikes. Sinister Strikes cost 50 energy, so you want to make sure you have energy management. Make sure to watch out for your energy so you're not energy starved, where you cannot even use Feint in order to pop defensives on yourself. Combat Rogues don't generate a lot of combo points. This is why you need to have Revealing Strike debuff on your opponent, as it gives Sinister Strike 25% chance to generate an extra combo point. So you gotta make sure to manage a Revealing Strike on your target, manage your energy, and be sure to spend your combo points wisely. How to spend combo points. As a Combat Rogue, you are a rogue like any other. You do want to use Eviscerates as often as possible for more damage, but you also want to sustain Sinister Strike and be in melee range at all times. Combat Rogues now in Warlords of Draenor rely on melee more than ever. Your melee damage is going to be a good percentage of your damage overall outside of cooldowns, so you want to make sure to stay in the melee range within your target opponents, and you want to make sure you have your Slice and Dice up as fast as possible at the beginning of combat. Combat Rogues differ from other rogues due to Revealing Strike. Revealing Strike enhances our finishers by 35%. This way, if you go for a 5 combo point kidney shot on a target with a Revealing Strike up, instead of stunning them for 6 seconds, you can actually stun your target for 8 seconds. So you want to try to utilize the stun as best as possible to the best abilities you can, as it will give you an edge in competition. Now let's talk about cooldowns and how you use them. Adrenaline Rush can be used at any moment of battle. It supplies you with energy, gives you more auto attack damage, and reduces the global cooldown of all of your abilities. It can be used in an opener to finish off a target in mid-combat, so you can play around with that ability and use it whenever you want to. Killing Spree, on the other hand, has been changed within the game. It now deals a lot more damage on its own than it used to. It used to require for you to use Shadow Blades with your Killing Spree in order for maximum amounts of damage, and you would never Killing Spree outside of Insight. Currently, Killing Spree is potent on its own. It can deal a lot of damage to your enemy without even rolling any insight on yourself. There's 2 ways that I use Killing Spree currently. You can either use it early in an opener or early for, depending whatever situation, maybe you're trying to cleave your opponents to the best of your abilities. Killing Spree deals a hell of a lot of damage currently. Also, Killing Spree can be used at Moderate or Deep Insight when you're setting up a kill. It is really strong, potent damage, but if you are going to save Killing Spree, make sure to save it all the way. If you're not going to save Killing Spree, then you should use the ability early, but definitely should play around with the ability. There's many utilities for it. It can even be used as a defensive ability, as it makes your opponents lose target of you, and also keeps you behind them, so therefore rendering them an ability to be in front of you for a good short of time. With the change to our talents and addition of level 100 talents, some of the abilities our talents grant us are actually very potent with combat rogues. Firstly, internal bleeding with 5 comp point kidney is a really strong bleed. It pretty much turns us what ferals used to do with their bleeds. Also, death from above is really strong for combat rogues, and it can be used in an opener or it can be used for ladder damage ahead. It is kind of like killing spree as it changes your position to your target. It deals decent potent damage at maximum combo points, and it's just overall an interesting ability that can be used with cleaves. Now let me discuss how we use Blade Flurry. Blade Flurry is used for AoE situations or for ability for you to cleave multiple opponents at the same time. While you are losing on energy regeneration while Blade Flurry is active, you are dealing strong potent damage to any enemy around you with no cap to how many targets you have. So in a battleground, if you're trying to defend a flag, capture a flag, or even in Ashran when you have multiple people collide together down the middle, you can use Blade Flurry for efficient, strong pressure across the whole team. Most of the time, it cannot be seen like a fan of knives of who is doing the AoE damage, so you're most likely going to fly under the radar while topping damage. It can also be used effectively with Reveal Strike and maximum 5 comp point death from above for maximum amounts of damage. It can also be used effectively with Killing Spree, and its damage is going to increase even more if you have deep insight. So, if you want to play around with those combinations for cleaves, have fun with it. I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy the numbers. Over the time playing my combat rogue, I could never develop more than one build that was very much effective for PvP. But in Warlords of Draenor, I can provide you today a maximum CC build versus a maximum damage build. Maximum crowd control build is best used in arenas, while maximum damage is best used in battlegrounds where all you're trying to do is stop the damage charts and you're not really trying to worry about crowd control. I am happy to bring you these two videos with the links to them, and also on the screen I will have a link for Death from Above maximum damage build in order for you to see the numbers that we generate. So pick the builds at your own discretion. All of them are effective, and I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. Some of the glyphs that are most potent for combat rogues currently is the Glyph of Energy. That is a must-do. It increases our energy cap to 20, giving us an easier time to open in on our targets rather than starting from 100 energy, and overall allows us to store more energy when we are trying to pull it together for overall burst. For the other two slots, I recommend glyphs of Blind, Garrote, or Cheap Shot, but that does not mean there's other glyphs that you might find useful, as I used to roll a glyph of Stealth for longest time within Pandaria for my arena PvP, and I might just do that once the arena season hits, after I figure out how combat rogue and rogues overall stand within arena grounds. So make sure to take a look at all the glyphs that we have currently in Warlords of Draenor, as you might find one or two that might be useful for your playstyle. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you want me to cover anything else in the next video, let me know in the comments below or a message. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more combat rogue PvP action and if you enjoyed the video. Also, you can like me on Facebook and follow my Twitter if you want to be more up to date every time I stream and every time I post a new video, as I do that on there. Otherwise, hope you guys enjoy the day. My name is Dalren, and I'll see you guys in the next one.